Welcome back to Outdoors with the Morgans. It is first thing in the morning. Got just a little dusting of snow last night. This won't last long at all. Should be gone in an hour or two, and I think it's going to turn out to be a pretty decent day. So Levi's going to meet me at the garage. We have to drop off the Blue Roo for state inspection. And yesterday, I renewed the annual registration. And I have a question for you. I think I know the answer to this. Why do you have to register your vehicle every year? I mean, if there's not a really good reason, the only thing I can think of, it's just a money grab, you know? Like, why can't you, when you buy a vehicle, register it in your name, and then when you sell that vehicle, it gets registered in someone else's name? Why does it have to be every year? Has to be a money grab, right? I can't think of any other good reason, you know? And when you think about it, like this truck right here, it's a 23 Ford Super Duty. When I bought this truck, I paid probably $4,800 approximately in taxes on this truck. It cost over $400 a year to register it, again, over and over again to me. And then fuel taxes here in Pennsylvania, state, federal tax on fuel, I think is about 90 cents a gallon. So let's say I drive 25,000 miles a year. That would be what, like another $1,200 bucks in taxes there on a vehicle. But the registration is the one that really gets me. It has to be just a money grab, you know, a way for the state to generate more money. I don't see any other good reason. If there is, let me know in the comments, but I think you'll be hard-pressed to find a good reason. Not just a reason, a good reason. And then, not only do they get the money for the registrations, if you are late, like I was on this truck, you get a big ticket. Now, all the police, not all of them, but now they have all those plate readers on their cars, and they say it's for our safety, but they can just drive down the road and it will automatically scan everybody's plates. And if your registration is not up to date, they'll pull you over, give you a ticket, and then you pay them, and then you pay to get it renewed again. I think that all needs to change. Still snowing pretty decent over this way here. The roads are almost covered. All right, we're back here at the house. Check this out right here. A friend of mine gave me this tarp here, perfect for an IBC tote. He has a guy making these. It's a really, really good quality tarp. Would last for years. He gave me one. I'm not sure how much they are. I'm gonna look into it more. But what we did here, we emptied out that one last bay of the woodshed, brought all the wood up here. This and what I have under the patio here will definitely get us until springtime. Right now I got the excavator warming up. I'm going to start preparing this site right here for the kiln. It shouldn't take too much work, but that shipping container is going to sit somewhere right in there, pretty close to the fence, and the kiln unit will be on that side. So what I'm going to do first off is try to scrape some of this stone off so I can reuse some of it. I think there's, yeah, I think I put geotextile down underneath of it. So I'm going to try not to get into that. Just pull some of that stone back. I'll probably pow it up over here, and then we'll have to get the sod off of that area. And I may even have to, I may need just a little bit of fill over in that corner. We'll have to see how it all shakes out. But once I get the stone off, the sod stripped off, we'll get my laser set up. And what I'll probably do, I'm just thinking out loud, pull that stone back and then pull all that stuff over to this area right here. And then I'll bring the skid loader and get rid of that dirt. I'm just trying not to make a mess here. I got all this nice stone and I don't want to track mud everywhere, because you know I don't like mud. so far I have managed not to pull up a bunch of geotextile. I'm leaving a little bit of stone on top of it. I can see it in places, but that's the one downside to using that stuff, is if you ever have to get back in there, or if you don't have like a lot of stone on it and you catch it like with box blade or a land plane, and it just keeps coming up, and it's a big mess. But I just got a call on the Subaru. It passed inspection, barely. Had a couple bulbs out, I didn't even know. But there's some bushings and some bunch of other stuff. The brakes are fine and all that. Everything passed inspection, but there are some things wrong with it. They gave me a price of like $1,900 to fix everything, and I said it's a spare car right now, and I didn't really want to spend $2,000 to keep a $5,000 car in tip-top shape. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. We may be looking for an upgrade from the Blue-Roo. I don't know. I mean, it's fine the way it is for now, but we'll just have to see. I actually looked it up on that Kelley Blue Book, and you know, what something is worth is what somebody will actually pay you. But Kelley Blue Book says that car is still worth like $6,000 to $7,000. It's a 2016 Crosstrek with 130,000 miles on it, and I was thinking, like old Dave Ramsey. I got nothing against Dave Ramsey. I like him, but he always talks about how cars are a waste of money, and he is right. They are, but they're kind of like a necessary evil. And he always says, "Oh, go buy a $2,000 car." I don't think that exists anymore, and at least around here, something that will get you like to and from work. And then the thing is, if something goes wrong with it, you may have a $3,000 repair on a $2,000 car that's still worth $2,000 after the repair, you know? And that has changed a lot over the last 10 or 12 years. I remember when our kids were younger, we used to buy those Buick LeSabres, used, obviously. I mean, they'd be like 10 years old or whatever, 120,000 miles, and you knew you could get 150, 160 out of them without, you know, anything major. And we'd buy them for $1,000 and just run them. We'd run them for a little while, then Levi ran. I think Levi had like 3 of them LeSabres over the years, but you don't see that anymore. I mean, a $1,000 car today is pretty much ready for the boneyard. You know what I mean? It's just not gonna, they're no longer around. There's a lot of stone came out of here. I managed to save quite a bit. So I'm thinking, if I strip that sod off, I'm able to take this out over top of that, and then a little bit of 2B limestone. See, I was gonna pour like just some footers and set this thing on four piers, I guess I should say. But I'm gonna pour a slab. I'm not going to. I'm gonna get my buddy Tom to pour a slab. Set this on it, the kiln on it. It'll be perfect. All right, I got most of the topsoil out of that area right there. I'll have to clean it up a bit, but I put my pile right here. I can come right in here with the skid loader, scoop it up, turn right here, and then it's gonna go down through that gate right over the edge of the hill there. And once I get the rest of the sod out of there, I'll take this stuff, just push it in here, track it in, and then we'll see where we're at. I might even use that little plate compactor I have. I'll probably do that once I put the 2B limestone in. We'll have to see. All right, I'm gonna open this gate right here. We'll take the tractor down to the wood yard, get on the skid loader, get rid of all the dirt, and then we'll probably bucket some stone up with the tractor once we're done with that. I got the firewood bucket on the skid loader. Maybe I'll push that pile back a little bit. Levi's been working out of that. And yeah, later this evening, we'll probably run through those logs on the log deck right there. Those are some big ones. There's probably a cord of wood sitting right there on the processor right now. I could go through that in 15 minutes, no problem. right, I had to run out for a little bit, but I came back out here this evening. I think I'm getting pretty close. I'm gonna have to move the container that direction tomorrow just a little bit. I'm probably gonna need, I'll have to do some measuring, but I need at least probably 5 more feet that direction. And I want the slab to be the same elevation as this right here. Okay, like that right there, that's down 4 inches. I'm only gonna need a little bit of fill on that end right there. But I'll set the laser up tomorrow, get the edges all cleaned up, and we'll put this stone in first. I'll get the plate compactor out. Then we'll put some 2B limestone on top of it and get it ready for concrete. All right, this is coming along pretty good. It's just kind of roughed in right now. I just wanted to make sure that I excavated enough material out of there. Basically what I'm doing is taking the soil out. I'll put this stone in there and then 2B limestone on top of that. But I want the top of the concrete to be at the bottom of that fence over there. And I just checked it with the laser. That's about 2 inches lower than this, okay? 2.5 inches lower than this. So everything will kind of drop off that way just a couple inches. I think that should work. So the bottom of the fence is 5 feet 4 inches, right? 5'4". That's what I want top of concrete to be. Now let's see where that'll put us down here, because the fence kind of drops off a little bit. The top of the concrete at this end will probably be a little bit above the bottom of the fence. Yeah, that's not too shabby right there. It's about, it'll be about 2.5, 3 inches higher than the bottom of the fence down here. But the edge of the concrete is going to come in probably right about here, 2.5, 3 feet, something like that. So I said 5'4" top of concrete. Don't forget that. So if 5'4" is top of concrete and we do 5 inches of concrete, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we're at 5'9", and let's say we do 3 inches of stone. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. 6 foot is the number that I'm looking for. I want to make sure everything is at least this deep, if that makes sense. I'm about 1 inch low there, so that means that'll take 4 inches of stone. Yeah, right in here only needs about 2.5 inches of stone. I think we're good. Let's bale some of this in here, and then we'll rake it out. Probably hit it with the plate compactor, then we'll bring some 2B limestone up. That's the clean stuff, and put on top of it and bring it up to grade. that looks pretty good. I'm still a little bit low, but I'd rather be low than high. I can add more stone to it. When we set the forms and get ready to pour, I can bring some more 2B limestone in here and get it on grade. But it's pretty close right now. Still needs about 1.5 to 2 inches over there. I didn't check it with the laser. I will here in a minute. But this turned out to be a little bigger project than what I had thought. And I pretty much used everything in the stable. I used the excavator, skid loader, tractor. I used this mini skid. This is the STL 1000 from MechMax. So far, it's legit. It really is. 25 horse Kubota diesel. I had a lot of people emailing me about this. I did one video with this, and there was a lot of interest. All I can tell you so far, we've got about 5 hours on it. It's a little powerhouse. That's all I can really tell you right now, but it works great. There's a link in the description. I can't remember all the details, but there is a code. I'll put it in the description. If somebody wants one and uses that link, you get like $1,000 off or something on one of these. But brand new, delivered to your door, is less than $23,000. It's kind of hard to beat, really. Something else definitely worth a mention. This is the Harbor Freight Plate Compactor. I have not used this in well over a year, as far as I can remember. Use ethanol-free gas. Always use ethanol-free gas, especially in things like this that you don't use very often. We pulled it out of the garage. Second pull, fired right up. Ethanol-free. It would not do that if that gas had ethanol in it. No way. So you may be wondering why I decided to pour a pad here, because the original plan, I was just going to pour some footers or like piers and set the shipping container on that. But I decided to go with the pad because I don't think this will sit here forever. We'll probably end up moving the whole unit to another location at some point. And if I had piers in the ground, it really wouldn't do me any good for anything. But this way, I'll have a slab here. And once we move this to another location, who knows when that'll be, I could build a shed and already have a concrete floor for it. So that's why I decided to go with a slab instead of the piers. But anyway, I think that's about it for today's video. I appreciate y'all being here, and I will catch you on the next one.